Okay. Good evening again, everybody. So I am playing with this new platform called StreamYard. I was on it about a month or so ago with Mr. Gary Monroe and his fellow colleagues during an interview. So this is the first time that I have used it, and so you all are going to be my testers to see how it works. So I would love for you to interact with it because I'm going to try to start using it for my YouTube channel. So I want to see how it works, and um, people are able to make comments, ask questions, and of course, as you can see, the banner that I have up tonight is called "The Reform of the Social Contract After COVID-19," and this comes from a little research that I have been doing concerning the Great Reset. So I don't know if any of you have heard of this. Um, so I'm kind of getting away from all the politics. Well, it is political, but everyone is kind of, wrapped up and caught up with the election and the voting and so forth. And so I just thought about bringing on something different for my video tonight. So it's kind of impromptu, nothing formal. Again, I'm testing the site out to see how it works, how to utilize it, how um, how it works when people make comments or ask questions or what have you. But yeah, I have been seeing some things on social media and in some of the finance magazines concerning the Great Reset. And it sort of sounds like what it is, a reset. Well, I know people have we have conspiracy theories out there about the coronavirus and how it came about and where it originated, who made it. And that's neither here nor there tonight. Those are not things that I came online to actually discuss or debate about. This is not a debate. It's actually for informational purposes. So what I have seen was these interviews with some of our world leaders at this WEF, which is called the World Economic Forum. And again, I know a lot of people do not know about these type of things because it's on such a large level, and and a lot of the meetings take place in other countries. Again, with some of the larger world leaders, but what they're doing is actually taking advantage of the aftermath of the COVID-19. And it almost sounds like it is a conspiracy, but again, we're not going to debate that. So basically, they're saying that at the bottom line level is our normal was not working. Now, how did they come about that without knowing what's going on in other countries? But of course, we know that they do meet on a regular basis. We have the Bilderberg meetings, again, that some people do not know about because it's on such a large scale. Um, we hear about our presidents, not just the recent one, but former presidents as well, who meet with the world nations and so forth. And we go on about our daily business and we hear about it and we see it in the news and on social media. And to be honest, a lot of the news outlets only present what they want us to hear. Um, some people can say it's fake news. We know that sometimes it's a little extreme, but you have to dig a little deeper and research some of the things that they do discuss and research it for yourself to try to find out what's really going on out there. And again, even on the internet, nothing is really still 100% true. A lot of stuff out there is opinionated and it's from, people's opinions that they put on the internet. but truth always prevails out of most anything. That's what dealing with anything in life. So basically, they're saying that COVID-19 actually accelerated some of the plans that they had, that they were going to use to make some of these changes. Some of these changes were already on play, in other words, before COVID-19 hit. And they're saying that the COVID-19 actually accelerated some of the plans that they were going to put in place. And I sit and I think about some of the things that had already been going on. We hear about um, the chip, we hear about the vaccinations, different things like that. We hear about the New World Order stuff. We've been hearing about that for generations. But you have to be honest with yourself. These things have already been going on even before this supposedly great reset started. The chip has already been here. If you have a recent debit or credit card from a um, banking institution, it already has a chip in it. When you go there, even overseas in other countries, for instance, in China, they have a system to where you don't have to carry any cash, you don't have to have a wallet, you don't have to have any of those things. You just walk in the store, you purchase the items that you want, you put them in a bag, and you walk out. The system gives a full body scan of you, and it can tell whether you have money or not. And that's how they pay for the items that they purchase whenever they go in the store. Sounds a little far-fetched, but it's true. We also know that China is probably a decade or so, maybe, ahead of us in technology. Um, we always hear a lot of bad things about China, but there are the good things about it as far as, like I said, with technology. They are more advanced than we are. They're a little ahead of us. But I'm putting this stuff out there so we can, think about what is it that we are going to do on a lower level or a smaller level, individually, statewide, countywide, nationwide, not worldwide, but nationwide. What are we going to do besides bicker and argue about trivial things instead of fixing these things? Stop blaming people for everything, but fix these things. So I'm just putting this stuff out there so we all can think about how we are going to reset ourselves, because they already have this in motion. They already have this planned. Again, as they stated, and actually, and it's not really ironically, but actually, Prince Charles is one of the leaders that is on the panel with the World Economic Forum. And he was one of the main persons that said that our social contract needed to be reviewed. So again, they've already had some of this stuff in motion. They've already had some of this stuff in place. It just hadn't went full force yet. But I look back at, and actually the Great Reset is nothing new. I also read that there was a book published by a man named Richard Florida, who published a book called The Great Reset back in 2010. And the title of it was called New Ways of Living and Working, 10 years ago. So, and it's true that these people actually sit and have think tanks. They're at least 10 years ahead of us by thinking and planning a lot of our steps in our lives. It seems hard to believe, but it's actually true. These people have think tanks. They don't meet every year for nothing. They don't go to England and meet with the Queen just to have tea. They're over there for a reason. Again, this is nothing that I'm talking about that's religious. and political. It's just things that we should think about sometimes. And it may not seem like it affects us because, again, these meetings take place in other countries and so forth. But our leader, our leaders, our president and his staff and his cabinet and admin, they meet with these people. And of course, we're not going to always know everything that goes on in those meetings. Of course, it's top secret. Some of those things aren't meant for us to know. And that's how they carry out their agendas. And this is not to point the finger again at any particular president and not to bash any particular president or anything like that. But it's just giving us as a people something to think about. Now that they are saying that our social lives are going to be greatly affected by this COVID-19 and other things that's happened within the year 2020. Again, we have to start thinking about how we're going to change our routines and our schedules. As we can see here on on local levels, or let's say national levels, our education system has been kind of topsy turvy. Um, I have 8 grandchildren. About six of them are school age, from pre-K up to fifth grade. And my fifth grader says that they're back in class physically, and the teacher's there, and she teaches the online class at the same time she's teaching the physical classroom. So my grandson and his fellow classmates are on laptops at their desk in class, and I'm at work, and he FaceTime. So of course my first question is, "Why aren't you at school?" And he tells me, "I am at school, B." I said, "Well, why are you on FaceTime? FaceTime me." And he says, "The teacher's just up there talking. We just have to listen." So I'm really perturbed at the fact that this generation of children are going to have a lack of education in some areas. Um, but on the other hand, there was something that I was trying to do probably about a year or two ago with him, is to put him in some STEM classes, which is science, technology, and math. Science, technology, engineering, and math, I believe. Because the technology is going to be running the world. We already know that Bill Gates is putting billions of dollars into artificial intelligence. We have people who are writing programs for computers, um, apps for phones. Right now, we can do just about anything we want to do on our phone as we can on laptop or desktop. And those are things that I know I sit and think about. And the traditional school system, when you think about it, is kind of outdated. As Prince Charles said, the normal is not working anymore. My manager and I have even discussed the fact that now the children don't know how to write in cursive. Some of them don't barely know how to spell. And it's not funny, but it's again the traditional ways, the traditional textbooks, and we all know the things that they have put in the traditional textbooks are very outdated, whereas a lot of it is untruths. But again, we're not going to debate that. So my thing is, at what point do we try to fix this? At what point do we stop arguing? Do we stop bickering and beefing and pointing the fingers and blame, and start fixing it. Come with the truths and start fixing it. I'm not just talking about textbooks in school, but everything. Fix it. We have to fix it. We have to fix ourselves. Even if we can't fix it, I mean, we have to start with ourselves. We have to start with ourselves. And nobody's perfect. Nobody has all the answers. But as you can see, going into the new year, we're already in the third quarter of 2020. About so fast, but actually so slow. We're in the third quarter. We're in the middle of the 10th month. Actually, closer to the end of the 10th month of this year. And when November comes and December, of course, that's the holidays and it go by so fast. We're in the 2021. And this WEF, the World Economic Forum, is going to meet again in January 2021. Um, Unfortunately, none of us have any say so in what goes on in those meetings or what they're going to do. But on a worldwide level, of course, it trickles down to a nationwide level, and then to a statewide level, and then to a citywide level, and then to a countywide. So whatever's discussed in those meetings is going to trickle down to us. And I'm saying all that to say, what are you going to do? You, I would say we, but what are you going to do? Things are not going to be the same. They're already saying that another wave of COVID is coming through. So does that mean we're going to be locked down again? No school, no work? Nobody knows. Um, we don't know when they're going to have a vaccination for people to take or any type of meds to cure it if you catch it. Nobody knows. Everybody's just hoping and praying that it goes away. But again, it's not going to be the same. I have not read extensively about the other pandemics that's happened back, centuries ago or whatever, or decades, maybe a century ago. But this is not going to be the same after this pandemic. And these people know that. And obviously, it has to be a very important agenda for them to be meeting like this. The first meeting that I noticed, I think, was in June. So that's been about not even quite 6 months ago, but the next one will be in January. So that'll be right at 6 months. So they know that this is going to be something that needs to be addressed right away. But for those of you who don't know what the World Economic Forum is, it's an international organization for public and private cooperation. They engage with political, business, social, global, regional, and industrial agendas around the world. And there was this one guy named Robert Muntz. I did take some notes on some of the things that I did see. But Robert Muntz said that the educational system that we're using now, he actually said, is not useful, it's not productive, and definitely not effective. So again, I'm just putting this stuff out there so we can think about what are we going to do. Sending our kids to learn how to read and write is starting to become outdated. But letting them learn how to create apps and work technology is what's going to be driving the future. What are we going to do? And as far as the job sector, that one man suggested that, well, actually, we already know that the corporations are definitely not going to be the same. As of now, a lot of people are still working from home, and we even see that Lord forbid, the IRS is still not fully staffed because people are just receiving correspondence after about 6 months from their tax returns. And some people still have not received their refunds for those who had to mail theirs in. So that's why they were adamant about if you can do it online, please do so in order to expedite your tax refund. But there's a lot of people who still have not received their tax refund. But on the corporate level, yes, a lot of things have changed. We see that there was a lot of anxiety, especially with single parents who have children who have to work, cannot afford daycare, um, and the children had to stay home from school, and that was a big issue. So some of those people had to render their jobs. Of course, we know the unemployment is out of the roof now, regardless of whose fault it was before. At this point, it's gone, it's out of the roof. Unemployment is. Um, they were giving some COVID disaster unemployment funds, I know, to some people, and they've even cut that down now. And still, a lot of jobs are still not open, even especially the essential workers like restaurants and different people like that actually have to man those places are still not back at full capacity. So there's still a layoff in that sector. There's still people who are not working, or you have people who are working short hours and short staffs and so forth. Um, I know gringos and chilies get tired of me pulling up curbside, and those people have to walk out there physically to hand you your food. And whenever I have a couple of loose dollars, I do give them a tip. I do. But at the same time, I almost kind of feel sorry for them. I mean, in a sense, they still have a job, which that's a blessing. But I look at the fact that they have to do a little bit extra for the same amount of money that they were making before. Whereas they just had to stand in there and probably clean the tables or whatever, or wash the dishes or something, whatever. But they have to do a little bit extra for the same amount of money that they were making before. I'm pretty sure some people were able to give raises. Hopefully, the stimulus that went out to the corporations and the big businesses were able to give their employees extra funds and raises and stuff like that. But those are just things that sometimes I sit and think about, just little things like that. Going to the restroom at work. Well, even in our buildings, the elevators can only operate with a 3-person maximum capacity. We have 12 floors in our building. But fortunately, all of them are not, I'm not going to say fortunately because that's not fortunate, but all of the companies are not back at work yet. So they don't, it really doesn't take a long time for the elevators to go up and down. But the thing is only 3 people are allowed on the elevator at a time. So little things like that, again, when I sit back and look at it and think about it, I'm wondering, at first I was wondering, how long is this going to last? It sucks. But listening to these people who are having these meetings over there saying that things have to change. It's not going to be the same. So that means we're going to have to conduct ourselves accordingly as well. So anyway, that pretty much sums up what I wanted to, some of the bullet points I wanted to talk about tonight. And again, the main reason that I'm on here is because I wanted to test this StreamYard to see how it works and post it and see how it looks on my YouTube. And maybe going forth, probably start using it. I kind of like it with the banner and stuff like that. So, and I think this is the first time I get a video live. It's kind of exciting. So, but anyway, please go to my YouTube channel, Professional Business Solutions, and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the bell for notifications for any other videos that I do. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with my business, it's called Professional Business Solutions. And I do a plethora of things under that umbrella. My main objective is accounting. I am an accountant by profession. I have a degree in accounting and also a bachelor's degree in business. So my main objective is accounting and bookkeeping, but I do provide assistance for business startups. I assist people with filing their LLC for their business. I also offer their EIN, their sales tax permit if applicable, and also set up their franchise tax account. I am also a registered agent in the state of Texas, and right now only Texas. I hope to broaden my horizons, but I am a registered agent in the state of Texas. I also create websites. I don't host them; I only create them. Create websites, and I provide continued assistance to all of my clients with anything that I help them with. So, but you can find me on the website at www, and it's on the banner screaming across the bottom, pbs-thesolution.com. And I also started the business a few months ago called Boss EST 73. And that's just basically a branch of me. That's a part of me that I decided to put out there, and I'm selling it. And anyway, all it means is a boss was born in 1973. So, but so I do have a website for that, and I am branding some wine called Boss EST 73, and I also sell merchandise on that website, and it is www.boss-est-73.com. So you can visit that website as well and see what's going on there. And I'm also on all the social media platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Well, those three. I don't have Snapchat and all that stuff, and I don't think I'm on LinkedIn anymore. So anyway, please visit, and I also have a blog that I try to send out at least once a week, and that's on Sunday mornings. So please visit my website. It's listed below on the banner. So subscribe to my website, subscribe to the blog, and you will receive updates and anything that's going on with PBS. Also, I wanted to announce, finally, the wait is over. I am providing bookkeeping boot camp classes for those who want to learn about keeping their books. This is so very important about knowing what your income and expenses are throughout the course of your business. I will be assisting you with teaching you how to create your financial statements, your profit and loss. And most people are familiar with the profit and loss or slash income statement. So I'm excited to present that to you starting in December. It will be, right now I have decided to do a weekend course. So it'll be a 2-day course, 8 hours a day, 4 hours in the morning, a midday break, and then 4 hours in the evening. It will be on a Saturday and Sunday, and it will be, right now I have it scheduled for the week before Christmas, but a formal notification will go out the 1st of November. So be looking for the flyers, be looking for the advertisement for that. And again, go to my website, subscribe to the website, and subscribe to the blog as well. So I'll see you guys later. You all have a good night, and I'm going to log off, and I think I'll call it a night. Thanks.